Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm edcgunner, and this morning I woke up and I checked some of my favorite YouTubers. Checked my subscription box, and I saw Guido Pelagos had a collection update, and I watched it, and I was kind of inspired. I gathered a couple of watches. I know I did like two collection updates the past couple of weeks, but I got some new watches. So let's just do a collection update. Sometimes I feel like doing so, sometimes I do not. But yeah, here we go. And before anything else, I after watching this video, go and Google Guido Pelagos on YouTube, and Pelagos like the Tudor Pelagos, and that's how his channel got named, because he loves his Tudor Pelagos so much, and he's the guy who traded Zenith Chronomaster with the moon phase complication stopwatch and everything for a Quartz Seiko. So yeah, he's definitely an interesting fellow. And this doesn't get you to his channel, I don't know what will. So, guy who traded El Primero moon phase for a Quartz Seiko. What else can I say? So let's just dip into my collection, and whenever I want to do a collection update, I kind of have a problem with the layout, how I'm gonna do it, whatnot. And Guido has a beautiful watch box. I need to Google that one. I really liked it. So I want to start from the kind of beginning, from the top, and this is not necessarily in the best, but I do have my here. Cheapest high-end watch, and this is Seiko 5. This is basically Seiko 5 that I got from my dad, and the watch that developed a lot. And once I googled it, I learned a lot about automatic watches and everything else. And I don't know how many years later, here I am with some cool automatic watches, but this is the one that got me into it. I haven't been wearing it for a long time, and I'm gonna definitely put it on my wrist after I do this video. I'm gonna wear it for the rest of the day. So this is my kind of first automatic watch, and this watch here I have in collection. This one represents my early watch collecting days, when I was into watches. I was always into watches, I just didn't know I was a collector. But ever since I was a kid, going to the field trips to different cities and everything else. One time I was really car sick. We went in the bus, and the entire day I was sick and throwing up, and I don't remember the city or the field trip or anything else. But I returned home with a Casio watch with had a little here white, which was, I don't know if this one has. No, this one does not have a light, but it kind of represents that. But besides that, this is a Casio calculator, and from the 85, I believe. Once I replaced the battery, it really got me. It show when you replace the battery, it shows the date when it was manufactured. So yeah, there are lots of these guys, but this is the one from the 80s, which kind of started it all, and I think it's really cool piece. I really like it, and I like wearing it actually. So I have this one in my collection. I had lots of watches, lots of cheap watches, lots of all kinds of watches, but this one kind of stuck, and I really do love it. And it's kind of neat. I just sometimes will keep it like this on my desk as a desk clock, and it's kind of really, I enjoy looking at it, even though when I'm not wearing it. And it's a cool quartz piece. Next watch is my Breitling. This Breitling is my first luxury fancy watch, and before having this Breitling, I was like most of you guys out there who never owned one. you thought it's too bling, it's not horology, it's not this and it's not that. But once I put this on my wrist, kind of everything fell in the water, and this watch is the watch that really got me into fine watches and broke all the prejudices I had against Breitling. And this one looks so much nicer than the modern Breitlings out there. This is a Breitling Crosswind. It's a 750 Vajou movement, no nonsense. Last week this watch dropped on the tiles, like from a meter from my hands on the tiles, and it banged so much because it's so heavy watch. And I thought for sure the axle will be bent, or at least hands will fall off, but nothing happened. This watch still ticks like a champion, and that's a really one of those advantage when you have a 7750, because it's such a great, robust, no nonsense movement, and it's just beautiful watch. And I really enjoy having it. It's one of those watches when you need a little bit of a bling, because it has a polished bezel and everything else, but I do enjoy it so much. And the Guido said that on his Citizen Grand Touring, he saw one of the best AR coatings in the business he ever saw. But I think the Breitling is just champion when it comes to AR coating, and you truly feel, even in the night in low light, you feel that you can just grab your hand and grab the hands on this watch with your fingers. So just beautiful Breitling Crosswind, great value for money, and just gorgeous watch. Everyone who has never had a Breitling or had any prejudices against Breitling as a brand, I suggest you just go out there and try, especially if you can find a Crosswind. I cannot recommend it enough. It's the closest thing to this one is the Blackbird, but Blackbird is it's not polished, it's kind of matte finish. So absolutely in love with this watch. It's everything I like about. I like busy dials. I like everything about it. Lately, I've been contemplating about selling it and getting a moon watch, but in the meantime, I got this Speedy reduced, and that kind of scratched the itch. And I need to review this one. I haven't yet reviewed it, but it's kind of scratched the itch, and I do enjoy wearing this. And but definitely I will upgrade to a moon watch, and I might even keep this reduced one. But in order for me to get a moon watch, the Breitling should go, and I'm really kind of having my reservations against that, because I really like this Breitling. I know it's a smart thing to do, because Moonwatch is really the watch to have, but Guido mentioned in his, when you buy watches for your own pleasure, you don't worry about resale value and everything else. You get so much enjoyment and happiness with it. But I'm not a rich fella, so I need to think about things like a resale value, and when time comes when I need to sell it, mostly I try to keep my watch money in the watches, and when I'm selling a watch, I want to fund the purchase of something else, and that's kind of my reasoning for that. But I definitely enjoy wearing it. This is my rebuy. I once had it, sold it together my Datejust, and earlier this year I rebought it, but I really enjoy it, and it best looks on a leather band. So I think this is just gorgeous watch. I don't know, what do you think, guys? So next watch in my collection here, this is the latest watch I purchased. This is Omega Seamaster 300. I do have an original bracelet. I don't like it because it's a bit too much ornate, but I think for this watch the original Omega bracelet works best. However, I need a link or two for it, so I'm kind of until I get those links, I decided to wear it on the NATO. Also, I was having it on the mesh, but I don't know. What do you think, guys? In my previous video, you can see it on the mesh, and I want to hear your opinion. Does it work? I kind of have a mixed feelings about it. So it has a beautiful wave dial and beautiful wave case back. I really enjoy it. It's my favorite case back so far I ever had, and including the ones that has a display glass outside on the back with some. I saw some nice El Primeros, but I do really love this case back. It's a wavy, and I will have, of course, full review. And this watch being the latest one I got, I keep wearing it, and it was never my favorite watch. It was never my favorite watch, but it is undoubtedly the classic. And when it was time I wanted a diver in my collection, I was kind of torn between Tudor Pelagos, Black Bay, or the Omega Seamaster, which is actually a cheaper version. But right from the start, I knew the Pelagos. I like the Pelagos a bit more, and let me just put these two together. I like the Pelagos just a bit more, and really I got the Pelagos, and now I have the Omega Seamaster, and I think it's a classic. I'm gonna keep this Seamaster because it's really nice, and every day I'm wearing it, it grows on me a little bit more. So I really like it. I was over the moon when I got a reduced, but once I got this one, kind of reduced, fell back in the packing order, and now every day I've been wearing this one almost exclusively. And you can see this one's working, and the others do not work. So yeah, I love this little Seamaster, and I think it works on the NATO, on the black NATO. I think it works, and just a classic watch. And speaking of classic watches, I have a Seiko SKX, and yeah, I had this year. I got my first Seiko SKX. Once I had to get rid of it, then the second one, which I traded for Polyot, and I had to got one back. And after playing this one, I got like on maybe 5 days ago. I didn't do unboxings because I did that so much more, but I got this one on I think on Friday. I got this Omega Seamaster on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know what day it was, but when I got this watch, and after playing with the Seamaster bracelet, this one felt even worse and cheaper, but it's really charming, and I like its charm, and it's just works. And I think this is just one of those classic watches that really speaks to me, and I think it has a place in every collection, whether it's a Pepsi or a black one. It's just gorgeous, and it's been said a lot about them, so no need for me to say anything else. So moving on, here I have Omega Speedy Reduced, and I got this one because I didn't want to. I got this because it was a great deal, and I had to. It just came up on the ads, and I jumped in the car and went and bought it because my first choice is always the Moon watch. But I gotta tell you that I'm very positively surprised about this watch in terms of the bracelet and everything else. It has an 18mm lug width, and I put it on a leather bands, but I think this bracelet's so much well done. Omega does great bracelets. That I think this little speedy reduced works the best on the bracelet. So that's just my opinion, and this is the older version with the clasp with not upgraded class, but it still looks really nice, and it kind of stands here instead of the moon watch. Hopefully by the end of this year I will add one not really nice watch, or a couple of two. I need to add more this year, so just what it is. So that's my goal, to try to add something really serious, or at least upgrade to a moon watch. And my absolutely favorite watch in this collection here is the Datejust, and this is my first Rolex, and it's just beautiful. Datejust is such a classic model that really needs no introductions, and I think the Submariner, Datejust, Daytona, those are the three classic Rolex watches that are really something else. And Datejust has a special place. This is my dress watch. Was my everyday watch when I first got it, and it's just beautiful. Of the Romans, everything about it. I have lots of videos about it on my channel. So if you need to see any of these watches on my channel, you need a closer look, deep into my collection, my uploads, and see, except for this one, the reduced, and this Omega. These are the latest purchases, so I need to wear them more before I make a review. And the last watch in my collection is the Diver, the Series Diver, but now I have a Seamaster as well, but kind of like this Tudor a bit more. And I wore this here on the seaside. I swam with it. I made a couple of videos about this watch, so if you're interested to see it more, but I absolutely love and enjoy this watch. It's one of those watches that maybe even one day when I get a Submariner, I will try to keep this one, because there's a case. They are both same, both divers, but I just love it. And I think it's a bit different than Submariner. This is a real toolish watch, real tool watch, and I love everything about it, from the bracelet to the dial to the bezel to the loom to the clasp, everything. And this is a tool liner Tudor, same which Tudor Pelagos has, the Guido Pelagos has, and this is 88 tool liner, and it's really nice. And yeah, that's it, guys. This is my collection update for October 2018. I would love to hear what's in your collection, so write down in the comment section what's your collections, and also do write me how do you think about my collection. What should I add, what should I replace, what should go out, what should go in, what are your suggestions, and do write in the comment section, and I will read them. So thank you guys for watching. I'm edcgunner signing out, and do like this video.